up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to walk you through what one of my leg workouts looks like, the most effective way to build your legs, how to do these workouts effectively and with proper form, and then why I'm doing them. And I'm going to explain why I do them, what's the purpose, when you should use them, so forth and so on. So all you need is a barbell, a pair of dumbbells, and a band. That's all you need. So no gym needed, nothing like that, no fancy equipment, just basic stuff. So if you have that stuff and you want to learn how to work out effectively with your legs and your booty, keep on watching. So the first exercise that we have is the Sumo Deadlift. Now the Sumo Deadlift is one of those exercises that everybody should be doing in some form, in some way, and I think the barbell Sumo Deadlift is one of the best out there. So the reason why I include a Sumo Deadlift and in a lot of my clients' programs is that it targets basically the entire body, especially the lower body, the legs and the booty. And the Sumo Deadlift is such a great way to build overall body strength. Now, when done correctly, it can improve posture, it can improve just overall your ability to function in day-to-day life. When you have to pick something up heavy from the ground, you no longer struggle because you know how to pick it up properly. You hear those horror stories of people getting hurt, their lower backs, things like that. I just think it's one of those universal exercises that if you can find a variation that works for you, and if the barbell one works for you, it's just incredible. So again, I'm going to show a recording of that exercise. Okay, so here's the Sumo Deadlift. So once you place the weights on the bar, you're going to stand outside, shoulder width apart with your feet pointed outwards. You're going to bring your hands inside your feet and you're going to grab the bar. Now, look at my hips. You don't want to start this high. You want to sink down, squat down, and as you lift, do not jerk like that. You want to smoothly come off the ground, and at the top, don't over squeeze, stand tall. So as we lower the weight, we want to open our knees away from each other, lightly tap the weight, and stand tall without over squeezing. Now notice my lower back, my upper back, it's all in a straight line. We don't want to be slouching, overarching, none of that, just straight, flat the entire time. And at the bottom of the movement, squeeze your glutes to help you come up. But again, don't over squeeze at the top to maintain that upright, straight posture. Nice and steady on the way down, opening the knees, stand tall. The second exercise that we have is a floor barbell glute bridge. Now, the glute bridge is one of my favorite exercises as well, and especially because it targets the hamstrings, which is behind your thighs, and your glutes. Also, it helps work out your abs and lower back just a bit, not as much as your legs, but it's an added bonus. And if you ever look at PT and therapy, a lot of them incorporate glute bridges because they are one of the easiest, most effective lower body workouts as well. You also can do the barbell hip thrusts, which I did not include in this video because it does require a bench, but this is an alternative if you don't have a bench or a proper height chair or sofa or whatever. But anyway, the barbell glute bridge is so easy, so simple, and so effective. You really feel it in your glutes, you really feel it in your hamstrings, and it's just one of those exercises that it's very hard to get hurt doing. So if you struggle with knee pain, with back pain, with all kinds of different things, it's such a great workout and just easy to do. And it's not only for those situations where you will have to be careful because you don't want to get hurt, or it's an easier exercise. It isn't. It's just less impact, less risk of injury, but just as effective. So if you want to hit your hamstrings, if you want to hit your glutes, your abs and lower back, and just overall get a really good workout, the barbell glute bridge is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video, show you how I do it. So for the glute bridge, you want to have a barbell pad or, double towels, a mat or something to protect your hips because it can cause bruising and it does hurt. So what you want to do is go under the bar completely, get your hips close to the bar, make sure everything is center. Once that happens, you're going to lie down, bring your feet flat on the ground as close to your hips as you can. Now from here, you're going to grab the bar and squeeze your glutes together, bringing your hips up as high as you can. Notice my feet, they remain flat on the ground at all times, as well as my upper body, it is not sliding away further towards the wall behind me. I'm steady, I'm fixed. All I'm doing is moving my hips up and down, and on the way up, really squeeze, place tension on the glutes, nice and slow on the way down. Don't slam the bar down. and take your time with this. As you start to get tired, really squeeze those glutes even harder. Make sure your feet remain flat at all times. Nice and steady every single rep. This third exercise is a killer. So if you've ever wanted to be able to squat, but maybe not the bar, you don't have a squat rack, or you just don't want to do that for whatever reason, or you can't, the dumbbell goblet squat is so good. But not only am I going to give you guys a dumbbell goblet squat, I'm going to make it harder to an already hard exercise. So this technique you can pretty much use with any exercise on the planet, pretty much, except if you're going super heavy. But for the most part, you can typically incorporate the 1 1/4 method. And what that means is you're going to complete one full rep, but before you come up, you're going to do a fourth of a rep and then come back up. You'll see in the video, I'll show you exactly how to do it with this one. But the reason why we do that, one, the goblet squat just works out the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, pretty much everything, stability, posture. But the reason why we do that little pulse is because at the bottom of the squat, that's the place where your muscles need the most work to get back up. So we're already at a weak position, right? At the bottom of the squat. Let's throw in some tension in there. Let's make it work a little bit more. And so now the muscle, it has to work extra hard to not only bring you up, but also get up from that little pulse that you just did. Like I said, this technique, the 1 1/4 method, you can use with every exercise. I mean, hip thrust squats, arm stuff, which I will make more videos on that soon. It's just so easy, and it's also one of those things that if you don't have a ton of weights, or you don't have access to a lot of equipment because your gym is closed, or you just don't want to go to the gyms again, it's a great way to make a lot of your exercises even harder without having to add more weight. So here's a video so you guys can see exactly how I do it. So the dumbbell goblet squat, we're going to stand with our feet outside, shoulder width apart at an angle, holding the weight by our chest. And as we go down, before you come up, give me that little pulse. So down, pulse, up. Same thing, down, pulse, up. Now notice as I come down, I am pushing my knees outwards. They don't cave in, they don't kind of wiggle around, steady pushing them outwards. I remain completely flat on my feet the entire time, and I'm going slow and steady. Now here's a side view. Notice my chest and lower back are in line with each other. I am not slouching. I am not letting my shoulders come too forward. Keep your chest tall and proud, back nice and straight, and make sure you really focus on controlling the tempo, because as soon as you start going fast, all sorts of parts of the form will break down. It just won't be good. It won't do anything really for you. So slow and steady, pulse at the bottom, and repeat. All right, so the fourth one is the dumbbell Romanian deadlift. So this one is such a good one for so many reasons. Again, this is a leg workout, so all of these workouts are going to target the lower body, the glutes, the legs. But the Romanian deadlift is such a great one because not only does it build that, the body parts that we wanted to, but it also builds back and posture strength, which if you think about it is useful in any situation in life, when you're doing errands, when you're just doing random stuff around the house. It's such a good one to build that part of your body, which unfortunately, like I said before, is a big reason for injury. Not to mention, it builds the booty and the legs real nicely. So basically the Romanian deadlift targets the hamstrings, which again is behind your thigh, the glutes, and also your lower back. But it also works out your upper body slightly because you have to hold the weight in place, and you'll see in the video when I show you. The Romanian deadlift is a bit of a challenging workout to master, but once you do, you want to feel it in the hamstrings and the glutes, and it's just incredible for you. So I'm going to be doing it with dumbbells for this workout, but you can even do it with a bar, you can do it with some bands. I mean, it's just so many ways to do this, but I'll go ahead and show you the RDL right now. So dumbbell Romanian deadlifts, we're going to bend our knees slightly just before they're locked. We're going to grab those dumbbells and face your palms towards your body. Find the comfortable exact angle for you. For me, it's slightly tilted towards the outside. But now from here, we're going to keep our chest tall. And notice how I barely squatted. I am just, and don't over squeeze like that either on this one. So as I'm going down, my focus isn't to squat as low as I can. It's to push my butt as far away from me as I possibly can, while maintaining my chest up and lower back straight. And again, the bend in the knee is super important because we really want to be able to push those hips all the way back. And if the knees are locked, we're kind of limited from the range of motion we can do. So bend the knee slightly, push those hips as far away from you as possible. Keep your shoulders, chest tall, and then focus on feeling this behind the thighs in the hamstring area. It should feel like a really good deep stretch. And at the top, the glutes should be firing because we're slightly squeezing them, but again, not a lot. This fifth one, the dumbbell split squat. I'm sorry, but I'm not. So the dumbbell split squat is deathly. The dumbbell split squats are such a good workout. And again, all of these are because I chose them and because it's specifically for this video. Everybody has imbalances, right? We all have one side that's stronger than the other. I'm sure you've noticed, right? You always use the same leg to step up. You always use the same one to come down. Because of those habits that we have as people, we usually develop imbalances in our body. So one side is a lot weaker than the other. So in order to counteract that, we like to do single leg stuff and single side workouts, because otherwise when you do two legs at the same time, like in the squat or the glute bridge or things like that, you're not going to get one leg working on its own. The stronger one will always help the weaker one, and you almost feel it like you're kind of shifting to one side because that side is weaker if you really pay attention. So that's why it's super important to incorporate single leg exercises like split squats, single leg hamstring stuff. But the dumbbell split squat, you need 2 dumbbells, one in each hand. Again, you'll see the video. Take your time with these. These are very difficult. You don't want to go too many reps too fast. You want to make sure that you get the technique right. You want to make sure you're going at a slow and controlled pace. You want to make sure everything is perfect, because that's going to ensure that you get the most out of this workout and it doesn't cause any injuries. Because when you are on a single leg stance, you are by default weaker because you have only one leg really doing the work versus both. So you want to make sure that you're careful and that you go slow and steady. But again, here's a video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But the dumbbell split squats, they're incredible. Everyone should be doing them. Everybody. Even if you don't care about your quads or legs, like, they are just good for overall functionality. Here's a video. So the dumbbell split squats, you're going to grab 1 dumbbell in each hand, and I always start with the weakest side because it's easier to get that one done first, so that you have the most energy, you get it done first. Now I take a big step backwards, and notice my torso, I'm slightly leaned forward. I'm not completely upright, and that is to target the glutes a little bit more. So as I'm going down, I keep that forward lean. My front foot never comes off the ground. It's completely flat, and I'm on my tippy toe in the rear leg. As I'm at the bottom, I squeeze the glute of the leg that's in front, so in this case the left, to help my body come up and really feel it in that area. Nice and steady is the name of the game with this one, because you will lose balance super easy. Remain forward, keep that forward lean the entire time, push off of the front leg, and then when you're done, do the other side. Nice and big distance, same thing, flat foot, chest forward, slow and steady. And last but not least, we have the donkey kick with a band. Now, this exercise is very extremely done wrong. Like, I have seen so many people complete this workout incorrectly. And the reason why it matters is because when you're doing a workout, when you're trying to get something out of your exercises, you want to do it right, because otherwise you're just wasting your time and you're not really doing anything, which later down the road causes you to feel discouraged, right? So with the donkey kick, it's very technical, it's very controlled, very steady. You'll see a lot of women swinging and swinging and swinging, but the real thing that you have to do is focus on that controlled movement, that slow and steady up and down of the leg, which again you'll see in the video. But adding the band around your knees is going to add even more resistance to an already hard exercise, because if you do the donkey kick correctly, it's going to burn with no weight, and you're going to feel it within 3-4 reps. Once we put the band around our knees, we're going to feel it even more. This one is to target the glutes, the hamstrings, core stability, because you have to, fight that rotating effect. You'll see the video. Anyway, glutes, hamstrings, core stability, overall one of the greatest exercises to burn out with. What that means is I like to do these types of exercises with bands and things like that more towards the end of the workout, so that I can do higher reps and really get the burn and really finish strong, so you get that pump and also fatigue the muscle as much as possible. So finding a band that's the size of a loop, it can be fabric or rubber, whatever you have, you're going to put that band above your knees and get into what we call a quadruped position. So hands are directly underneath your shoulders, knees are directly under your hips, and then you're going to slowly pull one leg almost in a circular motion towards the top. You're not kicking straight back. You're kind of doing a little bit of an angle. Now notice every other body part except that left leg is not moving. It is stable. My abs, my chest, my arms, the opposite leg, everything is stabilizing so that that leg can move and really isolate the movement. That's why it's so important to go slow, because it is so technical. If you start going super fast, your body's not going to be able to stay stable like that. Slow and steady, push it in a circular motion, squeeze the single butt cheek at the top as hard as you can, and try not to pop out your butt like almost like you're twerking kind of thing, because that's going to make the glutes lose tension. Kind of keep your butt straight, almost tuck it in under you. Squeeze those abs tight, and then just focus on pushing that one leg, squeezing that butt cheek at the top, slow and steady. Take a little break in between sides because this burns. And when you're ready, go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite leg. Squeeze everything stable, take your time, and you should feel it all in the glutes. So if you notice a progression of the video, we went from big, compound, heavy deadlifts to more single leg, more isolated, more slowly but surely one piece at a time. That's how you typically want to structure your workouts, legs, abs, anything. You want to do the biggest things first, the ones that require the most energy, the ones that are hardest for you. And then as you get into the routine and into the session, the exercises shouldn't get easier, but more simple, more easy to get done, even if you're fatigued. Like, I wouldn't do the sumo deadlifts before anything else, because for me, those are the hardest. And I certainly wouldn't do it last, because I would be so fatigued at that point that my form would break down, I'd risk injury, I wouldn't be getting the most benefit out of it. This overall structure, you can pretty much plug in your different versions of exercises if these specific ones don't apply to you. But this overall specific structure and path that I followed here is what I do for myself and for a lot of my clients. So that is the end of the video. As a recap, we did sumo deadlifts, we did glute bridges, we did the goblet squats, we did the RDLs, Romanian deadlifts, we did the split squats, and then we did the donkey banded words kickbacks. So overall, the entire lower body, some abs, a little bit of upper body. But if you do this workout, let me know in the comments below how it goes, what you think. If you're gonna try it, let me know. And yeah, if you guys like this type of video, I will do more of them in the next few weeks. Upper body, abs, all kinds of stuff. Just let me know what you're looking for below, and I'll make sure to work on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Have a good leg day.